Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your end of February 2017 general tarot reading. So we're having this this other eclipse. I don't know if you saw the moon last night. I think I left right when it was happening and I was rushing to get somewhere and I was like, I missed it. Well, I mean, it was like it had a halo later on. I don't know what it was like when it was actually in that eclipse state. So, I'm curious if anybody else saw that. But we're going to have another eclipse, and this time it's a solar eclipse. And this one is happening on February 26th in Pisces. So that's going to be the fourth house of home and family, if I'm not mistaken. So that should bring in, and that's kind of nice because it's a solar eclipse. So it's like a new beginning. So if you've been trying to sell a house or manifest a house or something like that, see what happens. See if that works out for you. And okay, I'm being a little silly because I'm doing so many of these that I'm like getting a little punchy. Oh my God, I keep getting that card. Okay. Okay, so it's this is interesting because actually my partner and I are both Sagittarians, and I can see the two cards up here playing out in his life, and the overall theme is of feeling like on the defensive. And as I said, I keep getting that Six of Pentacles. So I guess the theme of this period of time, most of which will be under the sign of Pisces, is about I feel like it's about self-worth. Okay, and this is a card of feeling like you're being under attack by other people. Maybe a specific person, maybe just life itself. Maybe you feel like God has been giving you some kind of constant battle. Maybe because Saturn is in Sagittarius. I don't know. I personally have felt great under Saturn and Sagittarius, and I was dreading it. I thought it would be kind of a bummer. But I've felt very good during this time period. I think it has to do with your attitude and, feelings of victimization in general. Because if you've ever been around a very defensive person, hopefully you're not a very defensive person, but there are people who take offense way too easily, and they're very reactive in that sense. And it's almost like, when it's a really severe situation, you can't deal with them because they'll constantly accuse you of insulting them and everything like that. And it's sad because they hold themselves back in life. Not just in terms of, career and stuff, but just in terms of their own personal happiness. So I would ask you if you feel... Now, I was talking about career matters because this is about money, getting money, giving money. But I think in some cases, this is about, feeling like you're not getting what you're worth. Okay? But are you standing up for yourself is the question. How do you not stand up for yourself? How do you allow other people to take advantage of you? Is what I would say. It's easy to say, it's easy to like, go to the bars on Saturday night with your friends and bitch about your boss and say, what a cheapskate they are and blah, blah, blah. But why are you allowing it? Or saying how mean your partner is to you, how disrespectful. Why are you allowing it? It comes back to you. What is really great is that what we're coming into is this Wheel of Fortune energy. So there's like this alignment that happens. Maybe, we lapse into these old patterns of trying to defend ourselves. If you're familiar with the late Dr. Dyer, Wayne Dyer, he said something one time. I had some of his books, and it always stuck with me. One time he said, "Never defend yourself," which is what that Seven of Wands is all about. And I thought to myself, yeah, but sometimes you have to, because people are accusing you of something that you didn't do, and if you don't defend yourself, then they're going to think that you are guilty. But his point is a larger point. It's just that if you are in that mode where you're always having to prove your worth, and it could even be, on the job where, you are never good enough, that could be a ploy that is used against you to keep you off kilter too. Always remember that. Sometimes people will put down their partner to generate that sense of defensiveness, because that is kind of like a way to get inside your head and get you to constantly feel like you're not good enough, and that you have to defend yourself. And if you just kind of observe what's happening and you see what they're trying to do, you can kind of, short circuit all of that. Because remember, I said that the past position was the Six of Pentacles. So it's about give and take in any kind of relationship, in a work relationship, in a love relationship. Are you, getting what you deserve? And actually, I could say yes, we all get what we deserve. Because if you don't ask, if you're getting exploited and you continue to show up every day, then you're just saying, yes, sir, give me another. May I have another? There's always that sense of, masochism. Of course, people say, well, I need a paycheck and all that stuff. And I acknowledge that there may be times when you feel forced to be in a situation because you feel like there's not another way to keep things going. But I'm talking about staying there. It's one thing to be in a temporarily bad situation, but if you continue to stay there, then that's when it gets bad. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like getting aligned again for whatever reason. The higher message is connected to the King of Cups. So there may be somebody who is like either your boss or a superior in general who cares about you and is going to help you deal with maybe it's somebody who's in a different department who knows the boss and who can vouch for you, or maybe it's the human resources manager, someone like that, but somebody with a kind of a caring soul. And also another thing that can be happening with this person is that this could be somebody that you're not really seeing as a romantic partner. Maybe this is at your work. It could be somebody at your work. This could either be a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces, or they just have a lot of a gentle spirit, and you kind of they're such a good sounding board that you're not seeing them in a romantic way. And since this is a spiritual message, it's like, wake up, this person is really good for you. As a matter of fact, it could be a Scorpio, because I did get the Death card, and that's connected to Scorpio. But what's going on that is a challenge is the Five of Swords. So there may be a lot of smack being directed. People may be talking smack about you, and the key is not to get caught up in other people's nonsense. Don't get into the intrigue of it. Don't, if there's any kind of, don't be tempted to get involved with somebody who is taken because for your ego's sake, because it could be something like that. And I am thinking of a lot in the workplace as well for that, for even like the romance aspect of it. It could be in that scenario, because this could be like an empty victory where maybe you are interested in somebody, but you're interested in them for the wrong reasons, and it has to do with other parties. I don't think many Sagittarians play like that, though. Play dirty. I can see this being Gemini energy, but it could also be a Libra or an Aquarian who is maybe during that maybe you're hearing from that person, even though it's not March yet, you're starting to hear from a past lover who is an air sign, or very detached and not necessarily good for you in some cases. The advice, or what is coming in, and this could be eclipse energy. This could be kind of a residue of what has already happened. We had an eclipse in Leo. That is the 9th house of, I think that's the 9th house, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be. Leo, yeah. That's the 9th house. And that is this could be a situation with, if you're in the academic world, if you are working in a university, it might have been a tenure situation, and you had other professors who were, because I did get the Hierophant, that's for university too. So it could have been like you were kind of competing, and maybe people were downgrading you behind your back to try to make you look bad. What this would be saying is that you might have to accept the fact that this is just not going to work out. And the environment is too toxic. There's too much stuff happening behind the scenes against you, and it's not healthy, in certain cases. So just keep that in mind. In a relationship sense, there may be a relationship that needs to be severed. Maybe you've just kind of let it drag on, and maybe it's like on again, off again, and it just needs to let go. Again, it could also be a Scorpio person who is prominent in your life at this time. The end result is the Hierophant, and this could be anything to do with university. The eclipse, lunar eclipse, can affect things up to, I think, 6 months. I don't know about the lunar eclipse. Maybe it might be more like 3 months. But this could be something to do also with a religious organization. Maybe you belong to like a yoga, what do you call it? I was going to say yoga studio, but more like a spiritual center that you like to go to, and maybe you're just going to be like, I'm done with them. But this would be like more if you've been kind of disappointed with certain other behaviors that they've exhibited in the past, or maybe they've changed policies and you're just like, I don't like, maybe they changed the director and it just doesn't seem the same to you anymore. It could be something like that. There could be, you could be like looking at a relationship in terms of marriage, maybe taking it seriously, a relationship, whereas before you were kind of just having fun and, looking at it from that perspective. It's a very, odd reading. It's been very odd, some of these readings, and I think it is because of the eclipse, because I'm getting all these different types of things coming in, and so I'm thinking that everything is kind of up in the air, towards the end of the month, and we just have to let the dust settle. So I hope you enjoyed this, Sagittarius. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Otherwise, have a great rest of February. Bye.